Today we're going to talk about love and forgiveness and how we can live the way Jesus asked us to live. And we're also going to talk about how we can talk to God when we make mistakes sometimes. So let's talk a little bit about sin and think of some examples of sin. Let's start with you, Joseph. Give me an example of sin.
Fighting with my brother.
Fighting with brothers. McKenna.
When I lie to someone.
Lying is another sin, isn't it? Always there to help us. Now, what happens, though, in a friendship when one friend hurts the other?
They pull their hands away.
When we are selfish, when we commit any sin, we pull our hand away from our friendship with God. But here's a very important question. Does God ever pull his hand away from us?
Never.
Never, exactly. That's great news. God never pulls his hand away. Most new confessionals are called reconciliation chapels to identify them more as a prayer space. Now, after you finish telling your sins, the priest will talk to you briefly about your penance and what you should do to change your behavior. He will tell you things that will help you be a better person, so it's important to listen carefully to him. The priest will then ask you to pray your act of contrition. Now, you can either have that memorized or you can bring it with you on a piece of paper. In this prayer, you're telling God that you really are sorry and you want to do better. The more we talk about going to confession, some of you may be feeling a little nervous. You haven't been to reconciliation for a long time, but your child is about to make his or her first reconciliation, and you want to be an example for them. Before we go to reconciliation, we need to prepare by examining our conscience. In the same way you use a shovel to turn over the soil in a garden before you plant, doing an examination of conscience helps us dig below the surface